The school bus journey on the 15th here. We've day 15, I should say. I just wanted to make a couple last notes for today's video. You know, I want to make these as informative as possible so other people don't go through the same problems as I do, and because it's an exciting endeavor. About 5 minutes ago, I was making a short part of a different video, and I was talking about rain and how it's a good way to test to see if you have any leaks anywhere. So when we first got this thing, there was a leak down here, and ever since, I haven't seen it leaking or had any problems with it. So yeah, count my blessings for now. But then after this huge rainstorm that just came through, see, it used to leak over here too, by the driver's side, and I did some caulking and patched that up, and now that's fine. So then I looked over here, and there was some water down here, and here it is. Just running right down the side. And it's all coming out of here, which I know a lot of people remove the roof. Even if you remove the roof, you don't know where the leaks are until you've caulked it all in and done a water test. But one note is that if you see little marks like this coming out from anywhere, be aware that those were probably drips. Now the ones I saw on the door, I assumed were from having the door open while it was being loaded. Like, you know, because it's the wheelchair area. But I didn't notice these up here. So this is definitely moist. Water's coming out of there. I don't think I'm going to pop the panel off because I'm pretty convinced that wherever it's coming from is somewhere in this area, probably right in one of these ribs. I need to do a lot more caulking up on the top. I haven't done any between the panels. But if you properly seal the whole thing, leaks shouldn't be an issue, but you never know where one's going to pop up. So I am glad I waited. I'm glad, because I was waiting for a good rainstorm like that. I wanted to give it a drench test here too. But so anyhow, the last note I wanted to make for today is, as you can see, I have a kitchen table here that I got out of my my shed back there, and I just set it in here to kind of check out, put the legs on it, and I thought, well, maybe I'll cut this thing down and use it for a countertop, because it is a nice piece of wood. It's 1 inch thick, and it's butcher block, so, you know, it'll work perfect for a counter. And then I sent my wife a picture of it, and she's like, I kind of like the open leg table idea. And I thought it was funny, because so do I. I could trim these legs down by like 1 inch on the front, remove the back legs, then put a flat edge, run a skill saw down it, put a flat edge on one side so it matches up with the windowsill, and boom, you're good to go. And I'll tell you, man, I've always wanted to have more counter space. It's just one of those things. And you're building a bus to the specifications of you as an individual. Not just what everybody else is doing or what's worked for other people. Those are all great ideas, but some people, sleep is all they care about. They want a huge bed, and I like to sleep well too, but we sacrificed a little bit, and we're going to go with, I think, a twin instead of a queen, just because I want to make sure that we have enough room for other stuff. But that can still change, and that's really what I wanted to say, is make sure that you're flexible, that you're able to change your plans as you go if you find something else that suits you better. And more importantly, if you're able, start putting stuff in the bus way before you're done. As soon as the floors are done, like this, start putting things in places and see how it feels, because you really can't get a grasp on how they actually feel until everything's in there. I mean, you try to picture how big is the window in the bus, and you think, oh, it must be this big, and you're like, whoa, wait, it's way bigger than I thought, or this area has a lot more room than I thought. You picture in your mind, put a full kitchen table in here and it's going to take up half the bus. Well, it doesn't. It takes up, you know, less than half the bus, but it's a nice, you know, it's a nice sized table. And so my thought is, this is what I would like to do, is perhaps either cut out a sink in this, and we're going to actually have a cooktop that's removable. I want to have a gas line, but I want to have the cooktop so we can put it away when we're not using it, because that adds more counter space. Rather than putting a block in over the stove like a lot of people do, just have a portable stove. And the sink might be a top-mount bowl, because I think it would be really cool to be able to reach in. But at the same time, I'd rather have perhaps a undermount sink, because that allows me to pop in a piece of, you know, something on top of that if I want. It's all about room. It's all about space. So we'll just see how it goes. Back here I'm hoping to take the bed and make it maybe a spring bed so I can lift it up and get stuff from underneath. But like I said, just put stuff in, see how it feels, see how it looks to you, and see what you come up with.